Hi Batavame, my name is Mandipa Amanda Tavano and welcome to my YouTube channel. So, welcome. Before you do anything, like, subscribe, comment, and share this video to your family and friends. As you see by the title of this video, we are going to be talking about tips that I have for people that want to start nonprofit organizations. So yeah, that's basically what this video is about, and I have 7 tips for you. So stay tuned, and if maybe I'm taking too long, you can fast forward to the next tip. So the first tip is have a clear vision. So I have iffy kind of like opinions about this because I think it's important for you to have a clear vision, but I also don't think that you should necessarily wait for it to be perfect and clear. I think at that moment, if you have an idea of what you want to do or you've researched enough, go ahead and start, because as you start, as you grow, that's when the vision becomes clearer and clearer and clearer, and then you decide, that's where you can realize where, okay, maybe I started off as this is where I'm meant to be. So for Put Youth On, we started off as a opportunity sharing platform, and I started just being me as Miss Put You On. But from me starting, we were able to continue to continuously. If someone has been following us for a long time, if any of you have been following us for a long time, you know we continuously shifted, and I believe what we're doing now is exactly what God has ordained for Put Youth On to be doing. So I had a clear vision when I began. Yes, I knew what I wanted to do, but it changed. So also don't be scared for that vision to change and to grow with time as well. Don't be shy about it. Don't think that, oh my gosh, I need to stop. Actually, just allow yourself to shift and continue to shift with it, because at the end of the day, the end goal of it, once you reach to that point where you're like, okay, this is what I'm meant to do, you're very confident in it, and it's only after you start. So it's never, you can't start, there's never a perfect time to start, but also don't just start without having a clear vision and not really knowing what to do. So there's that balancing, and once you start overthinking things and maybe you're too scared to jump onto it, I wouldn't say that's the perfect time to start, but you have to start somewhere, because those mistakes as well are what help you with your vision. So yeah. Number 2, super important. Build a strong and committed team. So for Put Youth On, everyone that's a part of Put Youth On right now, they went through a process before joining the Put Youth On team, because I think if you conduct yourself professionally, then the people that you add to the organization will also respect your organization as well. So also, the importance of a team is that as a founder or a leader, you're not able to do everything alone. And once you have a proper process in which you have people to become a part of your team, you're able to serve people that are have similar values, have similar commitments, etc. And for me, for example, beginning of this year, I had to leave the country, and I was gone for 6 weeks, and I had to entrust Put Youth On to someone else in those 6 weeks. And it's because I have such a reliable team that understands the vision of Put Youth On, that I was able to do that and literally do almost little to nothing during those 6 weeks and focus on the program that I was out of the country for. So that's the importance of building a strong and committed team. But I also want to say that from the beginning, you won't always have perfect people, and it's okay to let go of people as well. It's fine. You move on, you relive or whatever. Don't ever hate someone because maybe they're like, oh, I can't do this anymore. It's fine, it happens. But you will find the people that are meant for you if you conduct yourself well, and if also the way that you let them into the platform is proper. And then, number 3, focus on fundraising early and always. I think it's important as a nonprofit to have sources of income, and obviously as a nonprofit, because you can't, the misconception is that you can't have a source of income that you create yourself as a nonprofit, which I say is a misconception, because nonprofit means that, doesn't necessarily mean that you don't make money, but rather it means that your aim is not to be a profit making organization. You are just you're not supposed to have things that are meant to make money. Try and balance and stick with me, okay? You're not a business, you're not an enterprise, okay? Rather, you are an organization that is supposed to also stay sustainable. So if you have sources of income that sustain the organization and not necessarily make profit, you're still a non-profit making organization. So in Botswana, we know that there aren't a lot of grants that are open to youth leaders or non-profit organizations, and for you to, especially in the beginning, for you to literally have money. You can't approach companies either because you have to have been registered, you have to be legally what. It's too much. So you can actually start off by, having bake sales, having small things. They build you money for, maybe if your first goal is to register for registration, your first goal is to host a workshop or whatever, you do need to have, fundraising techniques that will work for you. And I believe that you should make sure that these techniques are in line with exactly what you are doing as well, so that it makes it fun and very, very impactful and in sync and cohesive. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, fundraising is a very important aspect. We don't want to start initiatives that, they stop along the way because there's no money. And also you can't rely on, grants and donors. But also, that's also why Put It On is focused on introducing social entrepreneurship, because for nonprofit leaders, having some sort of for nonprofit leaders, the shape that this would take would mean having a source of income, particularly for your nonprofit, that is going to be sustaining you, right? So, for example, for Put It On, we announcement nyana. Maybe by this time the merch will be already out. I'm not sure, but we are launching our merchandise. So for a nonprofit, that's kind of a social enterprise method. For you to be making money and be able to sustain yourself as a nonprofit. It's not necessarily prioritizing profit making. How it's finally a business that is like a business, a company, you get what I mean? But rather, even your prices, they're not necessarily too big. They're just enough for you to be able to cover certain expenses for your volunteers, to be able to host certain things and be able to be impactful. So then there's obviously the other aspect of social entrepreneurship that we'll explain in our workshops. So I'll attend our workshops for you to be able to find out all this information about social entrepreneurship. So yeah, the fourth thing is that the one thing about a nonprofit, okay, for it to be scalable, for it to be impactful, for it to be manageable, you need to run it like a business. Don't take budgeting for granted. Don't take record keeping for granted. Don't take any form of documentation for granted, because even when you apply for international grants, those are the documents that they want to see. You said you hosted 3 workshops. Okay, where are the budgets? Where's the documentation? Where's the details of all those people who attended? All these things. You need to run it like you're running something that is an enterprise, that is serious, that is, you get what I mean? One swara. You need to, that's how in other countries, non-profit organizations are very, very successful, because they take them as seriously as they should be taken. And once they do, you're able to scale it as well. So yeah, run it like a business, okay? And then number 5, measure your impact. So it's kind of similar to what I mentioned about documentation, because once you measure your impact, once you pitch your organization to different companies, you say, this is our reach, this is how many people have benefited from what we're doing. These are how many people that we are in contact with that we can call to kind of come and explain and give a testimony of what our organization is doing. This proves to donors or potential sponsors that, you know what, this organization is doing what they are saying they're doing. They're not just putting on a front. So it's important for you to measure your impact, have a contact list, have contact details of these individuals that have attended any of the things that you have given them access to. Whatever you're doing, make sure you measure your impact. It's extremely important. I can't emphasize this enough. It's important, okay? Dango. Number 6, which is something that's also going to be helping with you scaling your nonprofit, is that you have to have partnerships. It's impossible in this economy. It's impossible for you to make any impact alone. You absolutely have to work with people, and it's very important that you have a collaborative approach to the things that are in your line of work. And partnerships honestly helps you, like, for example, with the workshop, if you are collaborating with another organization, you'll find that you can share expenses. They have access to certain people that you may not have, etc. It gives you a wider reach. You understand what I mean? So yeah, build partnerships. So number 7, stay mission focused and ethical. It's very important. I think also once you're exposed to a lot of things as a youth leader, you may want to also include other things as well. So you have to understand that you have a mission that you want to accomplish and focus on that mission. Staying ethical is very important because if you are not ethical, some things will come back and bite you in the bum. Okay? 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 So make sure that the decisions you make won't be able to come back and possibly cause certain things for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important for you to always stay authentic. Make sure your nonprofit is authentic, so no one can stand up and say, "Oh, such and such happened, such and such happened." Because you know one thing about our people in this country: once the hater train is on, everybody wants to jump on it. So don't give them anything to talk about, okay? And yeah, that's basically all the 7 tips I have for nonprofit owners. Hope you liked the video. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share, everything for. And you know what? On top of that, go to all the other videos and do the same, ne? Dango. Love you guys. Bye.